Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans, the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome into The Process, Crimson Tide Recruiting. I am your host, Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine. As always, be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube to stay updated on everything Alabama football recruiting with The Process. And yours truly, also stay updated with everything Alabama football with Stephen M. Smith, our senior analyst, his show right here on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page, In My Own Words, which runs weekly right here on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page. As Alabama turns their attention to the 2021 recruiting cycle, as Nick Saban stated on last Wednesday at his press conference after National Signing Day, basically saying he spent that entire Wednesday focusing on Alabama's 2021 recruiting class. So as Alabama's coaching staff turns the page to the 2021 recruiting cycle, we're going to turn the page as well right here on The Process. And I want to look at some recruits who could commit to Alabama next, add on to their 2021 recruiting class, which currently has 3 verbal commitments with 4-star recruits Drake May, Latrell McCutcheon, and Deontay Lawson verbally committed to Alabama at this very moment. Alabama will look to do most of their damage throughout the year. This is one of the reasons during the 2020 recruiting cycle, Alabama did not have much excitement on National Signing Day as far as landing any new commits. They basically just signed the guys that they had verbally committed, and this was a huge result of what Alabama did throughout the year, and I think Alabama will look to keep that approach during the 2021 recruiting cycle as well. And I wanted to look at a couple of guys who could commit to Alabama next early in this 2021 recruiting cycle. But before I dive deeper into that, I do want to hit you guys with a couple of recruiting updates I did receive. Alabama's 5-star defensive end target out of Texas, and Thomas Adelaide, he did tell me that he wants to get down to the University of Alabama and during the month of March, or hopefully during the spring months, as he did not get a chance to visit Alabama on Junior Day, but he does want to get down to Alabama in a matter of months. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. Alabama's 5-star outside linebacker target out of Hanley High School in Hanley, Alabama, Dylan Brooks, he did tell me that Alabama is at the top of his recruitment at this very moment. So he's another guy just to keep an eye on in the 2021 recruiting class. But on this episode of The Process, I want to take a look at a couple of recruits who could commit to Alabama next. So with that being said, let's get the process started. The first guy I want to talk about is 5-star wide receiver Ajay Hall out of Florida, who will take his talents to IMG Academy for his senior season, which means he will get a chance to travel across the nation and play against some of the top schools and basically see how he stacks up. So I'm excited to see what Ajay Hall does against some of the top competition in the nation throughout his senior season. But as far as his recruitment is concerned, this is a guy who has constantly said that Alabama is one of his favorites. He basically broke down the fact that Alabama knows how to use their wide receivers and knows how to develop wide receivers, especially guys from South Florida, which is where he is from. He has a lot of respect for Jerry Jeudy, which is one of the more recent guys who have come from South Florida and really transformed and really turned into a great wide receiver at Alabama. So Ajay Hall has a lot of respect for Alabama. He does plan on committing during the spring months, as he said at the Future 50 Media Day event. He said he had a date in mind, with it being March 14th. We're unsure if that's going to be his date at this very moment, if he's going to choose to go on to commit at that very date. But I think that Alabama is in a good position. I think he may commit in the spring months. It may not be March 14th, but he will commit hopefully during that time, as he said at the Future 50 Media Day. He does want to commit during that time. So Ajay Hall is definitely a guy to watch out for. I think Alabama is in a good position for him. Marius Mims, a 5-star offensive lineman out of Georgia, is another guy to keep your eye on. He is a guy who unofficially visited Alabama during the month of January, a week before Junior Day. This is a kid who released a top 12 recently, but when a kid releases a top 12, it's kind of hard to read. In my mind, it's basically saying that he's open to all schools when you basically break it down to a top 12. But I think Alabama's in a great position with Marius Mims as far as their far as them recruiting him as is concerned, I think his commitment is going to come down to a SEC school. I think Alabama's in a great position with him at 6'7" and 300 pounds plus. He's a massive offensive lineman, one of the bigger offensive linemen in the 2021 recruiting class, and I feel that Alabama is in a great position with him. Dylan Brooks, who unofficially visited Alabama during the same weekend that Amarius Mims visited, is another guy to keep an eye on as far as Alabama possibly getting his commitment. This is an aggressive edge rusher, a very athletic kid, a guy who can line up at wide receiver as well as defensive end, which he did during his time at Henley High School. During his time at Henley High School, which he will go into his senior season with Henley. This is a guy with a lot of speed off the edge. He can play sideline to sideline. He has long arms, which allows him to tackle fleeing defenders. So I like a lot about Dylan Brooks when you look at his film. It's easy to see that he's a kid that a lot of Division I schools, especially in the SEC, will go after. I think Alabama is in a great position with him based off his relationship with Alabama's outside linebacker coach Sal Sinceri, which is who he will work very closely with if he chose to commit to the University of Alabama. With them being an in-state kid, you better bet on it that Alabama is going to try their best to keep him within the state. The Auburn Tigers are very well included into his commitment, to his recruitment as well. So Auburn is definitely a threat. LSU, so a lot of SEC schools is surrounding Dylan Brooks as well. But I think Alabama is in a good position with Brooks heading into the spring months, which Alabama will hopefully get him on campus during those spring months as well. Xavier Sori, a four-star athlete out of Florida, is another guy who Alabama's outside linebacker coach Sal Sinceri has a great relationship with. I think that Sori is a kid who really likes Alabama. He really likes Sal Sinceri, really likes the success in the program that Alabama has in Tuscaloosa. Sori is a guy who unofficially visited Alabama for their junior day event at 6'3" and 215 pounds. There's so many different positions that Sori could possibly play at the next level. When you look at his film, you can say that this is a kid who could play running back, linebacker. He even has experience at playing quarterback, and he can easily play a defensive back at the next level. Although I don't think he will play quarterback. I'm just saying that's how athletic he is, and he has that athletic ability to play so many different positions. I think Alabama will most likely use him at one of those linebacker slots with his athleticism, with his size that he has at 215 pounds. But I think his 6'3" height will really make him a great prospect as well. So Sori is another kid to watch out for Alabama grabbing his commitment in the next couple of months or so. Kamari Lassiter is a huge target for Alabama to watch out for as I close out to recruits who could commit to Alabama next. Lassiter is not only an in-state commit, he's an in-state recruit. He's also an in-town guy. He's a product of American Christian Academy in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So he's around the University of Alabama constantly, basically staying walking distance and away from the campus. So Kamari Lassiter is definitely a kid to watch out for Alabama recruiting him in the 2021 recruiting class. This is a kid who will most likely play cornerback at the next level. He's a guy who could really bring the boom when he's tackling guys in the open field. A hard-hitting defensive back who does not mind getting aggressive and playing a bump and run coverage style. So Kamari Lassiter, one of the defensive backs in the 2021 recruiting class. So I feel Alabama will probably land in the 2021 recruiting class, even if it's not in the next couple of months. I think Alabama is the odds-on favorite definitely to land Kamari Lassiter. That will wrap up this edition of The Process. Be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube. Download the Touchdown Alabama app. It is located in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. While you're at it, pick up a subscription to touchdownalabama.com. With that subscription, you'll be able to read all of our subscriber-only articles as well as receive our yearly and annual print issue. We are gearing up to release our yearly issue this year with tools talking about lower grossing the cover. So be sure to subscribe at touchdownalabama.com so you can get your hands on that issue as soon as it is released. As always, you guys can call into The Process at 205-440-3968. Again, that's 205-440-3968. Call into The Process. Leave your recruiting question via voicemail. Leave your question after the beep, and it'll be heard right here on The Process, and it'll be answered by yours truly. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama Magazine.